Oh heavens, yep, that's the name of the show. It is a time where we are kind of digging into the subject of heaven. And we're answering questions about heaven, things related to heaven, and we're using them to springboard us into a conversation that takes us back to Scripture so we can get a better view, if you will, about heaven itself. The question today is, where does the term millennium appear in the Bible? You know what? That's a really good question because we hear about the millennial reign of Jesus. But before we can address this question, we must understand the term itself. So here's what you may or may not know. Millennium is a Latin word, which is made up of two root words, milli, which means 1,000, and annum, which means years. So millennium literally means 1,000 years. If you're wondering, Genesis 20 is the only place in the Bible where the actual phrase appears, and it appears in the text 6 different times. You ready? Write these down. Verse 2, Revelation 20. He laid hold of the dragon, that serpent of old, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years. Verse 3, that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years were finished. Verse 4, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. Verse 5, the rest of the dead did not live again until the 1,000 years were finished. Verse 6, over such the second death has no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. Verse 7. Now when the 1,000 years have expired, Satan will be released from his prison. That's where the term millennium appears in the Bible. So if anyone ever says to you, millennium's not even in the Bible, it is. This idea, this concept of this millennial reign of Jesus, very scriptural, and it's all based on Revelation chapter 20. So before you can answer the question, what is the millennium? You have to deal with the fact that is millennium even a term in the Bible? And now you know definitively it is. And so, where does the term appear in the Bible? I just gave you 6 examples of it, and now you know. And so, we'll continue in our next edition of O Heavens, and we'll continue talking about the millennium now that we have defined it as far as Scripture goes. And we'll see what the next question is concerning the millennium. I look forward to joining you next time. Oh heavens.